Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I'm gonna be returning to the Phoenix area tomorrow and returning to work at the tutoring center where I work. I don't. I miss the students, but there is something I didn't miss this week. And it hit me like a breath of fresh air the first day I woke up during this trip. I woke up, and for the first time in a very long time, I didn't feel the sense of a clock ticking in the background. You see, on a typical day, my shift might begin at 1, 2 o'clock. I wake up at 9 or 10 in the morning, and it feels like the clock's already ticking because there's a limitation to what I can begin doing at 9 or 10 in the morning, right? Um, Sometimes I'd like to make bismuth art. Other times I'd like to write computer games. I mean, the computer games I technically could put on pause any moment, but you know what? The train of thought is very important to me, right? Sometimes I want to go to my favorite restaurant, and I have to think, can I make it there by 2 o'clock? And in other words, the clock ticks incessantly. After work, the clock is also ticking because I got to think, what time do I go to bed and all that. I mean, it's not like I slept very abnormally during my week of vacation here. I slept pretty well. Actually, I would argue I slept even better here than I did back home. It's just that the incessant ticking and ticking and ticking. I can't think of a time, like, even though I might work 4, 5, 6 hours, it's like the clock ticks 24 hours a day. It really is. I'll have to think about how I handled that. After all, I only work like 30 hours a week, 35 at most, and yet the clock seems to tick all around the clock, right? I'll have to think about how to negotiate that, or it doesn't help that my boss is old-fashioned. I won't say old age, but old-fashioned. There are people who are old age, but are more willing to accept new ideas, right? I'll have to think about how to network with him a little bit better to help, for lack of a better word, install some updates into his ideology. Anyway, but it really highlighted how much I needed this vacation, right? I talked about in another video the perils. Obviously, I don't get paid for the time I take vacation here, but at other jobs where we have paid time off, I often get pressured to donating some of that paid time off. And I was thinking about, sometimes my colleague has a maternity issue. I was thinking about this earlier, and I thought maybe next time I get pressured to donate something, instead of donating vacation time, maybe think about what else they might need. And maybe donate a gift card for something that they'll need for maternity matters, or maybe a small 1 or 2 ounce silver bar that they could keep for their kid's future or something like that. Way I don't look like a cheapskate and not donate anything at all, right? But at the same time, I allow myself to come out here and recharge, right? Which is more important to me than the small token item that I might give, right? That I don't know. If you guys have a suggestion for that, feel free to leave a comment. After all, it's kind of weird when everybody rallies, hey, well, let's all chip in like one vacation day, right? Or whatever the situation is. All right, so some perils of that, and some. I feel very recharged today, and I'll have to think about how to go home and impress on my boss that maybe we can make this into a win-win situation.